Hello, this is Dazzling One. This week's discussion is cursed objects. Unclean spirits are drawn to smell, such as the burning of incense, sounds such as chants, spells, incantations, and invocations, the beating of drums during rituals, or wind chimes, and certain music, sight such as graven images, statues of deities, sigils, masks worn during rituals, and certain dances used to invoke spirits, books on the occult, certain occult games, scary movies, charms, crystals, certain dolls, and occult objects like Ouija boards. Curses can be professed over an object by an angry individual. Say someone is upset because someone committed adultery, so they say that from now on, this spoon that this woman cooks with, everyone who eats from it will get sick. I know that sounds silly, but such a thing can be done, and it's used by practitioners of black magic. Demons are drawn to these objects because of idolatry, and you can't have God in the same place that you have a demon. Practitioners of black magic believe they are able to trap a demon inside of an object. This is what an amulet or talisman is. Sometimes missionaries receive gifts overseas that have been blessed by the locals. Little do they know that these objects oftentimes are cursed and begin to experience paranormal activity and torment soon after. Tourists have purchased souvenirs from foreign lands and came back with a myriad of problems because they were ignorant of the spiritual ties attached. An example of my own is whenever I visited the Teotihuacan pyramids in Mexico. These same pyramids were built by the Aztecs, which are notorious for human sacrifice. And me and my siblings purchased these pyramids as souvenirs, and they sat on top of our mantle, and we thought not much of them. But when I began experiencing sleep paralysis and having a lot of other issues, my mother actually had it brought to her attention after prayer that we should get rid of it. A lot of the problems we had been experiencing were gone. Possession doesn't just mean ownership of a human body. It can also mean possession of an animal's body, such as the pigs in Matthew 8:28-34. It can also mean possession of an object. Deuteronomy 7:26. Neither shalt thou bring an abomination into thine house, lest thou be a cursed thing like it. But thou shalt utterly detest it, and thou shalt utterly abhor it, for it is a cursed thing. We are not to have cursed objects or objects affiliated with the occult or the dark arts. It's very clear in the word. And there is a such thing as objects that are unclean. In Deuteronomy 18:10-12, there shall not be found among you any one that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord, and because of these abominations the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before thee. Here we see that God takes the practice of witchcraft or any type of occult object very serious and wants all of it destroyed and done away with. In 2 Corinthians 6:17, Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. There are unclean things. Some people believe that the idea of cursed objects is superstitious in nature, and while it may sound superstitious, there are objects that can and are cursed. If you just look into cursed objects and stories about different objects that were cursed by someone or were used by an occultist that were owned by several people and the tragic things that followed after their ownership, then you'll be surprised. And a month ago I did a video about how to know if someone put a hex on you and how to get rid of it. I suggest if you haven't watched it already you do, but much of what I mentioned in that video as far as the torment that goes on is what happens when someone has a cursed object in their possession. Things like night terror, unfortunate events, restlessness are just a few of many symptoms that accompany having a cursed object in one's possession. And when one gets rid of it, oftentimes when they try to burn it, it may not burn, or they may throw it away and it may turn back up. And if that's the case, what one must do is rebuke whatever demon is within it and do spiritual warfare from there, because if you just pass it to someone else, then someone else has now demonic activity in their life. So keep that in mind. A week ago, channel reached a little over 6,000 subscribers. And I just want to thank you all for being so awesome and continually supporting the channel. With that said, I hope that you all have a wonderful week, and God bless.